I don't know. I'm starting to get a bit numb. I think Man United nil, Tottenham 1. This is the first time in 35 years that Tottenham have done the double on United.
Right.
So I don't know. What are your thoughts on the game, just overall?
It's another one of those games where during that Ruben Amorim tenure, where like we didn't deserve to lose, but we lost because that's what we do these days. Really, we created a lot of chances. We just weren't clinical. Hoyland was non-existent. Bruh, like typical menu in the 2020s decade, bruh, like hectic, dog. I don't know what to say, but thoughts on the game, really, we weren't clinical. We had a lapse in concentration at the end. Onana should have done better with that save. Madison was there to take it away. And from then on, it was a basketball game, really. One team had control, the other team had control, created chances. We just couldn't convert ours. And yo, Canacho, bro. Ish.
He's gonna remember that one. He's gonna have sleepless nights about
But I
that one because I
remember
think
these
again,
ones, bro. Especially this
yeah,
season, bro.
'cause I think as much as Amorim, he's gonna get a lot of pressure and a lot of what's this, a lot of criticism.
Yeah,
He's not on the in those opportunities. Those It's the players who are
yeah.
there, and I think more and more we keep on seeing these players, this group of players, letting the manager down a lot of the time. And honestly, I'm just hoping we don't get relegated. I just hope that United don't get relegated. Honestly speaking, Spurs are above us, Everton are above us, West Ham are above us. So, and if they're not in, I don't know. But yeah, no,
Tough,
it is
bro.
what it
Minus
is.
seven GD, dog. -7 G.
Eh,
That's the state that we at right now. But moving on to the
it
other
is what
club in London, dog. Arsenal.
uh-huh. Um, in a cagey game, I must say. I think, Leicester City, for the most part, I think they've improved a lot under Ruud van Nistelrooy, but they're not the finished article. They still lack quality most of the time. So, but I think Arsenal, that for the most part, these past couple of games, I think what is the stat that you told me about Arsenal before we started
Arsenal are
recording?
actually unbeaten, bro, in 15 games in the Premier League.
It doesn't feel like it. It hasn't felt
Definitely
like
doesn't,
they've
bro.
been an decent team. I think it's just been, and I think again the striker crisis now has reached an all-time high. Both strikers out for the entire season,
Yeah.
and lo and behold, when they needed someone to answer the call, who else? The big M,
Ish.
Moreno. Um,
Bro.
yeah, that was I think I see a lot of people blowing it up, saying, is he going to be the makeshift false nine? Is he going to be the Take it easy. It's Leicester City. I think, they are a team that can be got at. I think they controlled the game quite well.
Yeah.
They just didn't really, and for most parts, I think, they didn't really what's this, take their chances. So I think Moreno came on, did what he needed to do. Fair enough. Let's see how it works because Mikel Arteta is gonna have to he's gonna have to do something, clearly. Because with
Yeah.
the crisis that they have now, Bukayo seems like he's not anywhere near being back fit. So they'll have to, and I mean, yeah, I don't know. I also want to make a special mention, Raheem Sterling. Oh,
Oh.
it's bad. It's looking very bad. It's
What does
looking,
Jamie Carragher say again? Like, leave the football before it leaves you.
full football leaves you, honestly.
Ah, bro.
Honestly, it's yeah, no, it's pretty bad. But otherwise they got, I think they're within, I think, six
7 points.
points, if I'm not mistaken, 7 points
Yeah.
with a game in hand. So
Now,
I think.
Liverpool have played their game in hand, remember? The Everton game. So, teams have played
I
25 games so far.
think
Liverpool on top.
they have they have another one this coming weekend, on Wednesday against
Oh,
Villa.
Aston Villa.
Yeah, so that's their game in hand. So I think Arsenal, for them, if they can just keep on winning games. I think for me, I feel like this is Liverpool's to lose,
Yeah.
but we'll just see how it goes. Wanna if they just yeah, we'll just see how it goes. Moving on
Yeah, let's
to
talk about Liverpool actually.
oh, okay, yeah, sure. But actually, now that you mention it, I think for the most part it was a pretty not that much really happened in the game. I'd say Liverpool, most of the time for the most part took their chances pretty well. First half, I'd say they cruise control pretty much. I think 2-0 up by then, and I think second half is when it kind of got a bit cagey. I think when Cunha scored his goal, I don't know. You can see that Liverpool, they're not the perfect team, but they've got quality players in the right positions
Yeah,
that is able to get them where they are right now. Because we see that after that Plymouth game, obviously a very heavily rotated team, but otherwise, like you can tell that they are a team that can be got at certain points. But I
yeah.
think for the most part, yeah, no, Salah again,
Oh,
proving why he's gunning for that Ballon d'Or. What's this? He's gunning for that Ballon d'Or. He
and his
wants it.
contract
He
really is showing that I'm worth that 450K a week, bro. I am worth that 500K a week, bro.
I don't know if he's gonna get it. I don't know if this is him just like I want to bow out at the top,
Yeah,
like MJ style. I don't know. We'll have to see. But I'd say for them, they're just marching on. I think that Aston Villa game is going to be an interesting one to see in terms of if they're going to be able to just because Aston Villa on their day, um, they can really pull an upset. So, but otherwise, yeah, I think you can move on. Your thoughts on Man City versus Newcastle? An absolute battering.
bruh. And I wasn't really expecting going into that one. I was expecting City to win, but not in that fashion. But I
Yeah,
think Pep had a couple of aces up his sleeves with Omar Marmoush and Savinho. Bro,
yeah.
I saw Savinho doing a double nutmeg there. Pep was in awe, like, hey, dog. This kid is actually like he's getting into the rhythm of the Premier League, dog, and it looks like it's gonna be a problem for all the other teams. But Omar Marmoush specifically, I don't know how he finds himself in those positions, bro, to get those goals. Because even the Edison one, that's a position that you usually the Edison assist, that's a position that you usually find Haaland at, where he's the focal point of the attack and the last man who's stretching the defense. But he was there and he got there and he scored. Also with the Savinho one, he was in the pocket near the penalty area, was there to finish. And
Yeah.
Haaland, even though like he got an assist, hey, it seems like he's gonna have to share his goal duties with Omar Marmoush from now on, bro.
Marmoush, people were saying he's the Alvarez replacement. He's not the replacement. He's the competition, bro. Honestly,
Yeah,
I think the fact that Marmoush can slot in any of the four positions in the attacking half, that in itself makes him a very important asset to the team. And I think, Foden looking by his shoulder,
hey,
Doku looking on his shoulder, like it's not a sure thing because after that, dropping a performance like that, bro, like that against a very good Newcastle team for the most
yeah,
part, like they most of the time Newcastle give City a tough time, but
they do.
Marmoush, welcome to the Premier League. We'll see. Clearly, you can tell the hype about him was valid. He is that guy. Genuinely, he is that guy. I'm interested to see because I think even with Savinho, players that for the most part we haven't really seen in a Pep Guardiola system,
Yeah.
players who have flair, freestyle, and a bit of that just freedom in terms of just like moving around in those half spaces. So interested to see how that pans out. But otherwise,
Nico
fair
Gonzalez
play.
too. I think he played a very good game in the midfield.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
A solid replacement for Rodri. I know they picked him up, I think, at Boca Juniors. I think he slotted in quite well, but it's just one game. I don't think City fans are also like taking this result in that fashion, like, hey, we're back, especially with them
Nah,
about to face Real Madrid in the Champions League playoff second leg. I think that's the real test, but also the upcoming games, see how this team is gonna build on a run because they haven't been able to do that this season, which is unlike a Manchester City side.
true, true. That's true. But
Yeah.
interested. I'm interested just to see how they're able to build back their season, if they're able
Yeah,
to save or salvage a respectable season with the money that they splashed in January. But they probably have to with that kind of money. You probably have to. But
yeah.
um, case I think we can just slot back to Friday evening.
Ish,
Chelsea, Brighton.
ish.
Oh,
Now that one was
ace.
tough. Chelsea's academy, bro, was mooring them there. Their feet at club.
Tough time. Tough time at the beach, I think uh I don't know, Enzo Maresca, he's finding himself in a position where he's back. A lot of his comments, press conferences now are just saying that, he's kind of backtracking to say we didn't expect ourselves to be here. We're just taking it one step at a time. And I don't know. I
Chelsea's
took a
always
bit of
ducking
question.
smoke, bruh. They're always ducking. Remember the time they were in the title race? They were like, nah, we're not in it. We're just taking it game by game. Now they're fighting for
We're
top
just
four. Nah, bro, we're not fighting for top four.
we're just happy to be here. We're just happy to be here.
Nah, bro.
Honestly, it was a pretty woeful performance all around. I
Yeah.
think they 8 shots, zero on target the entire game. So I think Blunt, I think Cole Palmer this season has not been as prolific as he was last season, and
Nah,
I
I think his
think
engine is running out, bro. He's been carrying this team, honestly, if we're
true.
really honest.
And I think again, when you have a season like that, you know that next season most teams are going to be gunning for you. You're going to be double teamed most of the
Yeah.
time. Pause. Maybe double marked most of the time. You're going to be marked most of the time. And I think again, the wingers that they have, Jaden Malik,
Oh,
freedom fighter.
the freedom
Ooh, yeah,
fighter.
yeah. Um, Otherwise, I think even the likes of Nani Madueke got
He's
injured.
shooting the wrong
Uh,
shots, bro. He's all over the DMs now. He's shooting.
chill. You're on cam. You're on cam. You're on cam. You're on cam.
Hey,
But no. Otherwise, I think I don't know. Chelsea, we didn't really. They're overperforming in any case. So I think performances like this, we're not going to be that surprised about it. But yeah, no, it was a fair play to Brighton.
yeah,
Steady season for the most part. A lot of inconsistency, but that was a very good
facts.
performance from them.
Especially when we
Yeah.
talk about inconsistencies, bro. Thomas diploma or degree that he did for dribbling, we must go and search it because there's no way this guy, bro, he goes for a long time, bro. Then he has this purple patch. Teams are out there looking for him, looking to get him out of Brighton, and then he just goes under the shadows again. But 5 performances for the
So
past few games, bro.
nah. I think otherwise, I think those are the main games that we wanted to touch on. I think
Yeah,
what the other game, Park, Brentford 1, West Ham 0, Southampton 1, Bournemouth 3. I think Aston Villa 1, Ipswich Town 1. I think that one interesting to see. Unai Emery, I don't
yeah,
know. He, it's been a very often off stop and start season for the
yeah.
most part from him. Uh, I don't know.
But in
Interesting
in
to
that
see
game, he
our.
had, I think they have injuries in the back line because Ezri Konsa is not there, and I think Alex Garcia was playing in there, and Boubacar Kamara, who's usually a midfielder. So there are two midfielders in their back line. So it's not really
Yeah,
stable there at Aston Villa. But this is something that Unai Emery we expect him to work around.
I'm sure he will. But
Yeah,
I think for the most main games in the Premier League, I think we can move over to La Liga just to see how that's going. I think we can start with Madrid real quick.
and I think
Very
this is major talking points in that game, bro.
okay.
But I just want us to start
What,
with the performance
go
of
ahead.
Yo, Vinicius has been quite wasteful, bro. In the second
True.
minute, he got a chance. Mbappe crossed it in, and I don't know with what's wrong with his heading, bro. Because seems like he's not hitting the target. And these are the type of games where even when the referee just decides to go against you, which happens a lot against the La Liga Big Three. I don't know if they're trying to keep the title race interesting or whatever, but let's just let the football speak. And bruh, there were a lot of wasted chances. Modric also had one late in the game. Mbappe had
True.
one at the end of the game. He had a chance to win it. Madrid were wasteful in this game, I must say.
Massive, massive. I think
Very
the
wasteful.
red card. the red card wouldn't have been a factor if they'd
Yeah,
taken the chances. It would have just been an afterthought. But I think obviously the red card is going to be the forefront because of the result, and I
yeah,
think that in it is probably just a you put yourself in a position because you didn't like you put ourselves in a position we shouldn't depend on referee calls even if it's for or against you. I think
yeah.
it should be a thing of like game that can be won, and we didn't take the opportunity. And I think that would have been a nice advantage going into I think into the next round. And I think with a big game against City, I don't
Which,
know. The performance itself was a bit worrying, but we know that Champions Leagues and La Liga are two different things altogether. But I think for the most part,
yeah.
not. But speaking of Madrid, you can tell that even the other side of Madrid, Atletico, they also didn't fail to capitalize a very interesting draw against Celta. I don't know if you did you catch that game?
Yeah,
Any
I
thoughts
caught
on
it
that one?
actually. I caught it actually. And there was also a shady decision in this game against the Madrid teams, bro. Because Pablo Barrios got a red card fairly early into the
Yeah,
game, which put
yeah.
Atletico on the back foot, bruh. It
For the
put
most part,
Atletico on
yeah.
the back foot and it allowed like Celta to like even it out and it was more end to end from there on because Simeone had to make some adjustments, but I don't think they worked. Celta Vigo came into this game very, very prepared, bro. I like the way that they set
Yeah.
up their defense. But
No, there was
this result specifically is just what do you usually say ties a bow around the what? A nice little bow for Barcelona, bro. Like, cause they play tomorrow.
it's a nice, beautiful run of events into just like into a nice, neat little bow because now if they can if they win their game against Rayo, which they most probably are,
Yeah,
that gives an advantage. I think
they
what
go top.
48 like they go to. So I think again, from the Madrid teams, I think it was a wasted opportunity, both sides, and I think
Yeah,
Barcelona will be salivating and will most probably capitalize. But I think I can appreciate the fact that La Liga's title race has been very eventful. I think
yeah,
for the most part, it's always a two-horse race that's probably decided by March, April,
yeah,
and I think now even going into latter stages of February, like we don't even know what's going to happen. So
yeah.
I think for the most fair play, and it's going to be one to see for sure.
I don't know, dog. Who do you think like at this moment in time? Because we see that both teams do have like winning runs, but when they are off form, they are really, really off form, bro. Who do you think like at the latter stages of the season will have like enough juice, bro, to conjure up a five-game winning run or some sort that'll take them straight to the title?
Honestly speaking, I feel like it's Barcelona. I
Yeah,
think when Barcelona go on a hot streak, they really go on a hot streak. And I think they are very emphatic from a defensive point of view and from a goal scoring point of view. That's
yeah,
one thing that they have not lacked because I think Hansi Flick got to 100 goals very quickly
yeah,
in terms of like as a manager for Barca, which is crazy in his first season. So I think probably Barcelona, they are the ones when they hit a streak, they really hit a hot streak. And I think for them, when it's going to be crunch time, going into that second El Clasico, hey, who knows, man? Who
hey,
knows? And even
even
I'm saying even the second leg game against Atletico, Barcelona,
oh, yeah,
that it's gonna be something to watch. But I think to answer your question, I think Barcelona
all
most
right,
probably.
fair, fair.
Yeah.
But also touch on the other results. The GOAT Anthony has been like a nice run of form here to start his career at Real Betis. Two man of the matches in his two games. He's actually playing one right now. I think Real Betis versus Real Sociedad is live right now. But
Yeah.
Getafe, the kings of anti-football, managed to like get these points to get them away from the relegation zone. They're 12th right now. They beat Girona, Leganes, and Alaves. That was another game that had a contentious refereeing decision, with Alaves also submitting a complaint to La Liga. Well, we touched on Osasuna versus Real Madrid that ended in a draw 1-1. Atletico
Yeah.
versus Celta 1-1. a lot of draws with Villarreal. The last game of Saturday, I think 10 o'clock, that also ended 1-1 with Valencia still stuck in the relegation zone. An Athletic Club couldn't cover or like set themselves secure into the top four because they drew and dropped points against uh, Espanyol. But overall, I think the title race is the main focus in the Spanish league right now. Is the main
Yeah.
focus. Having a three-horse race, like we mentioned, and interesting to see. But I still back the title to stay in Madrid.
I will we'll just have to see. I think that one definitely is going to need us to just keep our eyes peeled on it. But otherwise, thank you very much. I think we kind of covered all bases, and yeah, hopefully we get ourselves a beautiful and lovely UEFA Champions League playoff
Yeah,
week. We will cover, I think, a preview and reaction to that this coming week. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And otherwise, yeah, man, from us, no foul play.
stay tuned
Stay
in.
tuned in.